everybody. Happy Friday. Today is February 24th, the last Friday of February, and we are in Pisces season. We are going to get our daily message. So today we're going to get a collective message, and then I'm going to pull cards for every sign, just to do a little different. So let's go ahead and get a collective message, a general message, just to see what's going on. Some like a heads up, whatever's coming up. So let's see what's coming up this Friday. What is coming up this Friday for the collective? Just remember that this is a general message, okay? And it might not resonate. It might resonate. It might need to be tweaked a little because there's so many different people in the cards. Whoops, sorry about that. Can mean different things for different people. So let's go ahead and see what comes up for the collective. Okay, Spirit and Universe, what is the message today, this Friday, February 24th? So, we have some anxiety and worry. Isn't that like us humans? We always want to worry and have anxiety about things that don't even matter sometimes. We just make up things in our head, We're always critical on ourselves. We're always overthinking. There's some anxiety and worry on the underlying. It's about some kind of defense, like some kind of defense. This kind of came out reversed, so I'm kind of feeling like you feel like you're being attacked. Maybe you might be feeling like people are out to get you. Somebody has it in for you, something like that. And I'm not saying in a paranoid way. I'm just saying in general. Sometimes we feel like the victim. So be careful with that. You might be like sitting in those fears or feeling like you're a victim of something. We want to be the victor, not the victim. So now we have the Hierophant. So this could be a Taurus involved, but this is also about our belief system. So it could be some way you some belief you have, like how you were raised, whatever, and it's leading you to this anxiety and fear about maybe feeling like people were out to get you or somebody has it in for you. Yeah, see, it's something to do about our past, how we were raised, or what we were made to believe. Sometimes what our parents teach us, or our teachers or people around us, aren't always the best thing. We have to trust our own intuition. It is reversed though, so I do feel like that it is, not the way to believe. I think you do know it. It's just that that's how you were raised, and it's hard to break those habits. So breaking a habit. We do have the Chariot reversed on the bottom. This could be a Cancer involved as well. So we have Taurus and Cancer. This is, not being motivated. You do know it, but sometimes it's hard to change. So I feel like there's this energy of an old habit that doesn't work, that it doesn't make sense, honestly, but it's really just hard to change that belief. So you would need to get out of that energy. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get into each sign. We're going to pull an oracle, and then we're going to get some tarot. But they're going to be a little more lengthy on this daily. So let's go ahead and start with Pisces. Since we are in Pisces season, let's see what's coming up for the general collective of Pisces. What wants to come up for Pisces? Okay. So we have mindful, groupthink. Okay, so Pisces, this energy that you have around you, it could be something to do with a group of people. Sometimes we're persuaded. You ever hear that group mentality? We might know that it's not the right thing to do, or our integrity is saying that's not right, but we go along with the crowd to fit in or not to draw attention to ourselves or something like that. So that energy with that way of thinking that's not serving you could be something with that. Let's go ahead and pull you a couple more cards. All right. Yeah, we have the Chariot. So this could have a Cancer involved. But this is, you having the willpower. Sometimes, it takes a lot of willpower and motivation to step away from the crowd. So this is kind of feeling like, I got this impression, how Pisces are fish and they kind of swim with the group. What are they called? What are fish called? I swim with the school of fish. It's kind of like breaking away from that. And we do have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, this is something to do. It could be like feeling a little insecure to step away from the crowd or put your voice out there. And I really am feeling that energy of like all these messages we've been getting about being our authentic self. So this might be putting yourself out there and speaking your truth and stepping away from that crowd, not going along with the crowd, because it might be lowering your vibration. It might be bringing some negative energy around you. So filling your own cup and not being afraid to speak your own truth and voice your own opinions. We do have something on the bottom about our past again. So this could be to do with someone that we had a relationship with in the past, an old friend, family members, things like that. So you might be needing to speak up, Pisces, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into the next sign, which is Aries. Let's see what's coming up for you, Aries, regarding this breaking old patterns, not going along with the crowd, things like that. Let's see. Something that's stepping away from something that's not serving you, that you know that's not good for you, Aries. Okay, so we have Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. Okay, so we have something about, you know, destiny, fate, luck coming in, right timing. So there could be some energy here, Aries, that it's not the right time for something, or you're trying to push too much, you know, you can be impatient. So we do have Dust Devil at the bottom, moving out of stagnation. So Aries, I feel like this could be like you're kind of bored or feel trapped, so you're trying to push things and it might not be the right time. We have to trust in divine timing here. So you could be resorting to old patterns of behavior, things like that, okay? Or like things you already know didn't work in the past. So let's go ahead and see what else comes up. What else, Aries, for you? Okay, yeah, so we have the Page of Cups reversed. Feeling trapped. Yeah, see, you're feeling trapped and you might be trying to push something that isn't the right time and it's making you impatient, and you might be resorting to old patterns of behavior. The Page of Cups has something to do with your emotions, a new beginnings in the emotional realm. So I feel like your emotions might be at play. You know, you might be triggered because something's not happening or it hasn't been happening and you're bored. So you might be trying to push the buttons and push things to move faster, and you know it's not working. It's just not the right time. It's practicing patience, Aries, okay? Because, you know, your emotions are getting involved here because maybe you're feeling bored or restless here. Yeah, letting go of those burdens. You want to let go of this burden of maybe being in that stuck energy, and you're pushing things before the time here, Aries, okay? Whether that's involving a person or not. Yeah, see the truth for what it is, you know? Sometimes we have to realize our own mistakes and what we're doing wrong, you know? So don't take things personally. Don't think, you know, the universe is out to get you or whatever, or, you know, it is just not the right time. You have to be a little more patient, Aries, okay? So let's go ahead and get into Taurus. Taurus, what's coming up with you with this energy of repeating old patterns and going along with the crowd, not speaking your truth, things like that? Let's see. We have the Farther Gate, bold step forward. All right, Taurus, so it's time to make a bold step. You know, you might be, you know, stubborn, maybe not pushing things, like, you know, not budging where you need to take a step forward, change your thought patterns here, doing something different, stepping out of that box, getting out of your comfort zone, you know, because sometimes you like to be comfortable, Taurus, so it's time to step out of that comfort zone, and that will change things up a little bit for you. We have choices and their consequences. Yeah. So I really do feel like, you know, sometimes we're bored or we want things to be different and we want change, but we're not willing to do it because, you know, even though we might not be satisfied, it's comfort. We know what to expect. We know what's going to happen. We don't want to push ourselves. You know, we don't want to exert ourselves or take action. So it could be something to do with that, Taurus. So let's see what's coming up with the tarot. Yeah. See, this is actually a burden, though. You know, so if you're feeling like you're bored and stuck and you want things to be different, but then you're not willing to change or make a difference in yourself or step out of that box or take action, it's a burden. Okay, so let's see what else is coming up. Yeah, see, you have to look at it. You're not looking at the big picture here. The Hangman, we have it reversed. So the Hangman is all about seeing things in a different perspective, stepping out of the box, and, you know, it's like you want change, but you're not willing to change. You know, you're being stubborn about it. So it's time to step out of that box, take some action. Yeah. And see, there's a lot of opportunities and choices out there, but you're just not taking them. So Taurus, I'd say that's what it is. It's your decision to make, but you're like unwilling to make that decision. The choice is yours, Taurus, okay? So let's go ahead and get into Gemini. Just pause this one. Okay, so Gemini, let's go ahead and see what's coming up with you with this, you know, feeling like you're under attack or being singled out and all this anxiety and worry, maybe an old pattern of belief. Let's see what's coming out for the collective Gemini with this. Let's see what energy is coming out for you. Universe, work your magic. Okay, so we have Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. Okay, so it might be you are kind of burnt out or you're pushing yourself too hard. And sometimes that can get us into that confused state, you know, where we become narrow-minded. So you might need some rest and renewal here, Gemini. If you're pushing too hard, sometimes that's what we need to do. Movement toward adventure, yeah. So I feel like you're just like on the go here. And what it can do is it can cloud your mind and you get narrow-minded and focused. And sometimes we do have to take some time for a break so we don't have that burnout and we can think clearly. Let's see what's coming out here. Sometimes we get kind of a little, you know, a little off when we're pushing ourselves too hard, okay? So we get narrow-minded and too focused on one thing and not seeing the big picture. But let's see what else is coming up for you, Gemini. Gemini, what's the tarot saying? So we have the Knight of Cups and oh yeah, okay, so it's something to do about love or a connection here, Gemini. Sometimes, yeah, when we're in love or we have somebody on our brain that we're just really connected to, we might not see the bigger picture. Well, you know, they can do no wrong. So I really feel like that because you have the Knight of Cups, which is wearing your heart on your sleeve, that romantic energy. We have the Two of Cups, which is all about a connection. You know, we only have eyes for you kind of energy. And then we have the Page of Wands. So this new beginning and the passion. So I feel like this could be something that's very passionate, you're very emotionally connected to, and you're kind of like focused, narrow-minded on that. So it's time to look at the bigger picture because it might make you in this state of, you know, where your anxiety is kicking in, you're too focused on that person, you might not see, you might be wearing those rose-colored glasses, energy like that. So be cautious with that, okay? Yeah, look at that. So this could be really something that's, because we have the passion, that Page of Wands, as well as the Devil card. This could involve a Capricorn, but this also could be about lust, you know, temptation. So be careful because we get like narrow-minded and wearing those rose-colored glasses and we might miss something. And then we wonder like, why didn't I see that? So be cautious with that, okay? Because I really feel like, you know, it might be something to do with an old pattern of belief that you have or something like that. But this is... Bottom line, you need to see the things clearly. I mean, it's good to have those emotions involved, but we also have to see, you know, clearly about things because, you know, you might be having the wool pulled over your eyes or you might be stepping on some toes or something like that, okay? Gemini, be cautious with that. What did we have on the bottom? Did I look? Yeah, oh yeah, the Devil. So again, it could involve a Capricorn, but I really feel like, you know, this might be, you know, sometimes we get hooked on one person and we can't see clearly. So just be cautious with that, okay, Gemini? So let's go ahead and get into Cancer. Cancer, what's going on with you? With this anxiety, worry, thinking like we're the victim, like people are out to get us. Soul's pattern of belief that's not working. We have Wailing Tree, reconciliations. Okay. So this could be you wanting a reconciliation and you can't see anything else. It's almost like that obsessive energy, waiting for somebody to come back, pining, obsession, like I said. But this also could be somebody wanting to reconcile with you and you're just focused on the negative energy. You know, just like not thinking that they can change. It could be like, you know, how your parents sometimes tell you one way and you know it might be different. There could be energy around that. We do have the Magician and Swords, confidence in your magic. So for now, I'm feeling like this is, could be you are, you know, maybe in a separation or having problems with somebody and you're obsessing about them. You might be stalking their social media, checking on them through friends. This is saying, you know, kind of to step back and have confidence in your own magic, knowing that, you know, you deserve, you know, love and respect and things like that. And you shouldn't put up with any ill treatment. So let's go ahead and see what's coming up. You know, sometimes we keep repeating patterns because we don't heal or know our self-worth or things like that. You could be taking something personal, like maybe somebody did something to you, ghosted you, cheated on you, and you're like really obsessed, taking it personal. Let's see what else is coming up. Yeah, we have Page of Cups. Yeah, see, this is the intentions and the emotions. So I really feel like some of you have to realize, yeah, Ace of Pentacles. In the new, this is a new beginning in the material world, and we have the Page of Cups, which is all about setting our intentions emotionally. So I do feel like the Cancers that's coming up and connecting with, you could be in a separation. Somebody could have done some shade to you, like a relationship, ghosted you, not getting back with you, cheated on you, whatever it is, hurt you in some way. And it's like you are taking it really personally and you're really obsessed with getting this person back or something like that. You could be stalking them, checking in on their friends, waiting for them, pining for them. And this is saying, know your worth, and, not saying you won't get back, but you have to have that respect for yourself and step away from that situation at the time. Yeah. See, this is a shocking surprise. So this could have come out of the blue, and sometimes when we have that happen to us, our emotions get all out of whack, and we want to find out why, and obsess about this person and question them. And it's saying, maybe you need to take a step back. It might be an old pattern of belief. It might be a toxic trait that you've got triggered. It's time to step away from that. Okay, Cancer. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else comes up for the next sign, which is, what is next? Leo. Okay, so this anxiety, feeling like nothing's happening right for you, playing maybe victim, old patterns of belief, something like that. Let's see what's coming up for you. So we have the farther gate, bold step forward. I think Taurus had this as well. So this is saying you might have to step out of the box and put a bold step out there. Something is not happening. Like you might think why is this not happening to me? Why, and be all in your head and overthinking it. And this is saying because you have to take a bold step. You have to do something different out there and take action. Okay. Let's see what's on the bottom. Fool's embrace, transmuting pain. Yeah. And it could be something to do with something that got triggered in you. It might remind you of something from the past that was painful. And this is saying, now you have to take action to do something different. Step out of that box, okay? If you want different things, you have to do different. If you want something different, you have to take action to do something different. We have to change ourselves. So let's see what else is coming up for you, Leo. We have judgment. Okay, so this is deep revelation about ourselves. What we want, what we do, what we stand for, all that stuff. Reevaluating ourselves. And then we have the King of Wands. Well, that's your card. Yeah. So this is taking a look at you. And I feel like it's about your power. How are you using your power? Because there's some lack here as well. So, knowing that you have the gifts that you can accomplish whatever you want, it's just how you do it. Are you taking action to get what you want? Or are you still delving into the lower vibrational stuff or the same old patterns of belief that you used to do that aren't working? It's time for you to take a bold step and do something different here, okay? And we have justice on the bottom, yeah. So all that stuff from the past could be something to do with karma. You can't fix karma. Karma is something that the universe does, and you might not even see it. So if you're sitting around waiting to see something or waiting for somebody to apologize, it's time to step away from that and to do your own thing and work on yourself and take action and step out of that box. Change the way you're handling something, change some situation that you're in that's not working, okay? All right, Leo. So let's go ahead and get into Virgo. Let me put that in the middle. Virgo, let's see what's coming up with you with this anxiety, maybe feeling like things just aren't working out for you, why me, victimhood, things like that. Let's see. Maybe changing an old pattern. But now we have adaptability, woodwives. So this is something about being adaptable, going with the flow. So the Virgos I know, and I'm not saying all of you are like this, but this is one of the traits of Virgo. They're very analytical. They're not the ones I know aren't as particular as Capricorns about planning things out exactly, but they do. You're an earth sign, so you like to analyze things, you like to map things out. So this is saying, not everything always works the way you want. This is being adaptable. So if something doesn't go exactly as you want, just kind of take that path. Be like the water and flow. Flow is what it goes, because it's trying to take you to a place that you need to be, and you might be resisting it here. So let's go ahead and see what's coming up with the tarot cards. What's up coming up with Virgo? Please, universe and spirit, with this adaptability. Okay, yeah. So see, this could be something to do with your past. It could be a person from your past, like an ex. It could be something to do with your family. Either something you're dealing with this person or situation from your past, or this could be the way you're handling it is something how you were raised, and it's a pattern that you need to break out of. So let's go ahead and see. Maybe you were expected to be perfect and things like that. Queen of Pentacles is somebody stable. This could have to do with your mother or a motherly figure, but I do feel like this could be also you, because it's grounded, somebody that's grounded and handles everything. And I feel like whatever this is, maybe isn't going right, and it's making you an anxiety, thinking like, why aren't things working out right? It's messing with my stability and my security. And what the universe and spirit are saying here is you need to go with the flow a little bit, because sometimes we don't always see what's up ahead, and we try to direct it in a certain direction, but sometimes we have to take those side roads to learn a lesson or to get to our destination that we didn't even know about. So it's kind of going with that. Yeah. See, your soul is trying to lead you here, and you might be trying to resist. Your ego might be involved here. Yeah. See, this is trying to lead you to your happiness, and you're staying trapped. Okay. So it's time to be adaptable and go with the flow. Something that you might not even expect it might be leading you to your abundance here. Okay. So that's yours, Virgo. So let's go ahead and see, Libra, what's coming up for you. All right, so this not things going right, sitting in anxiety, old patterns of belief, being victimized or feeling victimized. Let's see what's coming up for you, Virgo. Yeah. All right. Yeah, and if I don't know if I've said this every sign, but make sure you see the beginning part, because I did a general tarot for everybody. Spirit of the river, movement toward adventure. Okay, so there's some kind of energy about moving towards adventure, but the river is kind of like water is all flowing. It's kind of interesting because Virgo just had going with the flow, adaptability. But this is going with the river. So it's kind of like the universe and spirit here are trying to flow you to a situation where you'll have abundance, happiness, and things like that. And whether we'll see what the tarot cards come up here, but it could be that you might be resisting or not willing to do it. So let's go ahead and see what comes up with this. So movement toward adventure. So you might be trying to be more adventurous, and sometimes things are mundane, it might be boring to you, but this is saying that, something is flowing, and there will be more adventure, but you have to go with the flow a bit. Yeah, see, it's a cycle here. So there's some cycle trying to come up, and what I feel like you could be in the middle of letting something go and moving to the next, and you might be resisting a little. And this is saying go with the flow. The universe is trying to lead you to your happiness, to your abundance, okay, to your dreams and things like that. We have the Emperor. So this is also an Aries card, but this can be, taking charge of your life. So what I feel here is that you might be trying to force things or resist something here, and it's saying that when you do that, you're not being guided to the right direction. You're going to repeat the same patterns, you're going to have the same situations. So it's very hard to go from letting go of something when we're in that middle way where we've let go of something but we haven't quite got to the next thing. So I kind of feel like you're in that hallway from one door to the next, and you might be kind of lost a little bit. You're not sure which way to go, so you're trying to force something or redirect something, and it's saying, just kind of go with the flow, and the universe is going to guide you to the next experience. Okay, so yeah, see that we have that anxiety. So this is just making you anxious. Don't try to force something. Kind of go with the flow. Things all happen for a reason, right? So just go with that. All right. So let's go ahead and see what's coming up with Scorpio. And Libra, that could be with any situation, a job, family, home life, relationship, however. All right, Scorpio, let's get into yours. Falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy. Okay, so fallen angel, I feel like, you might be in the midst of questioning your spirituality or what you believe in here. So, and I do feel like, with this spiritual narcolepsy, you could be getting some messages in your dreams and you're ignoring them. But let's go ahead and see what else is coming up. You might have turned your back on spirituality for a bit, because something didn't go the way you thought, and you might be thinking you don't have my back or something. But let's see what's coming up with this. That's very interesting. Okay, so now we have Page of Swords. Yeah, all right. We have the Three of Wands, which is all about your future, what's coming up on the horizon, and Temperance. Interesting. So patience, balance. That could also be a Sagittarius. So I feel like you want to kind of know the truth, and you're questioning maybe your spirituality, maybe this world, the 3D, 5D energy. So you could be like really in that questioning stage. So you could have had something happen to you. You didn't have to. Sometimes we just go through that. Like, what do I believe in? I want to have proof. Well, some things are unknown, and we just got to have that faith. That's important. So you might be questioning your faith and wanting to see things in black and white, and that's not how things work. You know, we have to trust our soul and intuition. So you could be like ignoring messages and signs. I do feel like the universe and spirit are trying to send you signs, but you might be ignoring them or denying them. So if you want some answers, I'd say, you know, go into a quiet space, really trust your intuition, listen to those messages, pay attention to signs. Like if you see butterflies, it doesn't even have to be butterflies. It could be something off the normal grid, you know, like we always just think of butterflies or feathers or coins. It can be anything. If you start seeing the same thing over and over, and I'm not talking about you just bought a new car and you see the same car. I'm talking about like after my son passed, I saw vultures. Like you see them generally, but this was an extreme amount of vultures. They'd be sitting in the yard. Like, and my son had this like shared community yard space, and I'd be over there and they'd be just randomly sitting out there. We took the dog for a walk. They'd be sitting on the tower where we were. It was so interesting. So then I looked up the meaning of vultures, and it was about transformation, like somebody passing from this world to the next. So I kind of took that as a sign. But so pay attention. It could be anything, you know, ladybugs, frogs, you know, it doesn't have to be animals either. It could be just anything. So if you're getting some signs like that, and also pay attention to your dreams, because there's some kind of messages coming in, and you know, only you can decide what your faith is and what your spirituality is and what you believe in, your truth. You know, but your intuition, your higher self, as well as spirit and the universe are trying to send you these signs, and you might just be ignoring them because you're questioning that. You're having some doubt. And that's a natural part of life, you know. So you could be going through a spiritual awakening as well. We have the Ace of Cups. Also, make sure you fill your own cup. You need to give yourself some self-love here, all right? And keep that open heart. Don't get too jaded, all right, Scorpio? So let's go ahead and get into Sagittarius. Let me just stick that in the middle. Sagittarius, let's see what's coming up for you. Okay. Stars in the sky, limitless possibility. So something here has a lot of possibility, limitless. So like, I feel like this is your abundance. So, you know, don't have doubts. Don't set, you know, bars. Don't set standards. Let it just fly, okay? So there's something here that has a limitless possibility, and then there's initiation. So it could be, you know, raising your vibration, elevating you here. So let's go ahead and see what's coming up with this. And with that beginning message that we had for the collective, you know, you might be setting limits here, you know, feeling like all that anxiety, overthinking things, feeling like maybe you don't deserve it. And even though you might say, yes, I deserve it, subconsciously, do you? Because sometimes our subconscious will overplay what we think we know, but we really don't. So be careful with that, because the stars in the sky's the limit here, I feel like, you know? The stars are aligning for you, but it's about your belief system here. Yeah. This is trickery, manipulation. So I feel like your mind might be playing tricks on you. You could be criticizing yourself here. It could also be people around you that might be saying, oh, come on, you're never going to have that, you know, making you have that doubt. So with it coming up in the past energy before, as well as our belief system, I feel like it could be something that you kind of grew up with, and it's time to change that, because it's stopping your abundance or whatever you want to have in life, your happiness. Page of Pentacles, see, this is setting our intentions in the material world, new beginnings. So this is a new way to see that the sky's the limit. You can have anything you want. You're deserving just like everybody else. The universe wants to bring us abundance. It's ourselves that block it, okay? And we have the Queen of Pentacles, so it could be some motherly figure in your life that maybe made you have self-doubt or feel like, you know, that poverty mindset or different things like that, thinking like, well, we're just regular people. We're never going to have, you know, greatness. Don't believe it. You can, right? So let's go ahead and see what else is coming up. So if there's something you've been wanting to do that you start thinking like, I don't think I can do it, don't stop that. Look at that. Trust your intuition. Be creative. So if there's something that you can't accomplish here and you feel like I'll never do it, You know, open up your mind, be creative, tap into that, tap into your intuition, as well as do some self-care that might clear up your mind and free you, make you feel more at peace. We do have something about connections here too. So you could be connecting with a partner. It could be a business partner, somebody that helps you out, a soulmate, whether it's a relationship or friend, because soulmates can come in all kinds of forms here. So you might be getting assistance from that. Okay, Sagittarius, so let's go ahead and get into Capricorn. Oops, let me get my card I just dropped on the floor. All right, look, I dropped that manipulation. That's one of the worst cards, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get into Capricorn. Capricorn, what's coming up with these old patterns of belief? It's all in our head. Feeling anxious and trapped, old patterns of belief system, playing victim, all that stuff. Let's see what's coming up with you. For Capricorn, please, universe and spirit, what's the message today? Straddling worlds, wandering between realms. Okay, so I feel like you might be, and we have stranger, curiosity. So you might be really curious about like this physical world, 3D, as well as the 5D, the spiritual world. So it says wandering between realms. So I feel like you might go back and forth with your ego and your higher self, higher self. And, you know, it's good to do that, but you have to have that balance. You know, we do live here in the 3D, but we have to have, you know, tap into our higher vibration, our soul more so, because that's what brings our vibration up, and we can attract higher vibrational things. So I feel like there's some energy here where you're back and forth. You might be knowing something's right, but still doing it anyway, like that integrity energy. So let's go ahead and see what's coming up. And that could be like keeping you from, you know, the things that you want in life. So let's go ahead and see. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles, stability. The Queen of Pentacles is like the mother figure. It, you know, runs the household, takes care of the kids, works, jobs, all that. So there's some kind of stability. This also could do with some kind of motherly figure in your life. This also could be you, just somebody that, you know, is working and focused more on, you know, the materialistic things in life, you know, which we have to do. I'm not saying anything bad about it. You know, working and home and all that. So you're like maybe not getting into your spirituality as much as your higher self, you know, because you're like, you know, more in your ego issues, but you're straddling between. I think you know, but I do feel like there's some kind of like integrity. Like there's things you know you should be doing, but you're not, just because, you know, sometimes we get in that comfort thing, or yeah, look, there's some rest and rejuvenation here needed. I do feel like you're curious about the spirituality, but it's like you're more in the material world. You're like doubting it. Like, is it really real? It's like we're just born and we die and all that. But you are very curious about this. But I do feel like you might be playing that 3D, 5D, like things you know that are ethical and integritous, but you might be doing something like, it's kind of like, what do you do when nobody's watching kind of energy. But I do feel like it's making you feel kind of bad. Anyway, so yes, there's something that you're turning your back on here. And I do feel like it's the spirituality or your higher self beliefs. So it's kind of almost like you are not honoring yourself, because who we really are as a person, but who are we in this as a soul? I don't know if that makes sense, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like you're delving between this, wandering between the realms, you know, and you're not quite sure which direction to go in. Here's the thing. I feel like, you know, a lot of times we say like, oh, we are a human being that has a soul. We are a soul that are here in the body of a human being. So, you know, you have to differentiate that, but you can't like say, like, this is kind of like some people, I'm spiritual, but they're doing all the things that are not spiritual at all. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect and all that stuff. No, we are human. So we do have our faults, and we do have that 3D stuff, and we do have an ego. But, you know, if you're knowing something is right, but you're still doing the opposite if that's not right, and then, you know, you're beating yourself up, it's like, you know, where do you draw the line, kind of? I hope that makes sense. So now we have the King of Wands, so it could have something to do with a Leo. I do feel like this could be something related to your parents here, or a relationship, because we have a king and a queen here. You know, one was more grounded and one was more adventurous and passionate. So this is interesting, but I kind of feel like there might have been a mother figure that was home taking care of the kids and the dad was off, you know. So that might have made your belief system and your faith and all that a little wonky, you know what I'm saying? So you're kind of wandering between that worlds. I don't know if that makes sense. So, all right, that's what my intuition is telling me. Yeah, look at this. The abundance is on the bottom. So I'd say like balance out that spirituality as well as your human body, the ego, planetary mind, and, you know, get a balance with that. Don't take things like if your father was off running around with women and drinking and gambling and not home or whatever. I'm not saying all of you, but don't take that to heart. Don't take that personally where you're beating yourself down and you feel like you're less than or lacking and that you're not a higher vibrational soul. Okay? I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's for somebody out there. All right, so now we are going to get into Aquarius. The last but not least, Aquarius. Let's see what this is for you. This anxiety you're sitting in, this feeling like a victim, maybe feeling like people are out to get you, why aren't you getting what you want? All this energy. Let's see what's coming up. What's blocking you here? We have the drifter, experiencing life as it comes. Okay, so that kind of sounds like an Aquarius. You're just kind of drifting along, experiencing life, you know, like that gypsy energy. We have right use of power. Okay, so this could be Aquarius, that you're drifting along, which is good, going with the flow, but sometimes you might be a little too nonchalant, you know, that you need to take a little more direction or focus or set some intentions here, because you're just kind of here and there and here and there, and when we keep drifting off the path, we're not getting to our destination. And yes, we do have to drift off sometimes, but we do have to have that intention or that goal at the end. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's coming up. So I feel like there might be something that you want to accomplish or bring in your abundance, but it's kind of like you're all over the place. And you know, air signs can be very disattached, you know, kind of that airy thing and disattached. So there could be something to do with that. Let's see. Seem a little distant or cold sometimes. Could have to do with your craft or your work or your creative project here, your mission. Yeah, it's something to do with your past as well. We have the 8 of Pentacles as well as the 6 of Cups. So it could have something to do with a past, nostalgia, things like that. It also could be about learning a new skill. And we have the Queen of Wands. It could involve an Aries, but this is, you know, being confident and, you know, passionate, not caring what people think, and working on some kind of skill that's going to bring you to this. I would say that what it is experiencing life as it comes. It's good to experience life as it comes. We can't change things on the outer part, but we can change things within us. So if you're drifting one thing to another, it's like, hey, I want to do this, and then like 2 months later, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. You need to get like focused. And then go with the flow, kind of. But there's some kind of skill here you need to learn. There could be some people from your past that help you along. It could be some things from your past that you need to get over or heal from that might have kept you like drifting around. Like maybe you moved around a lot as a kid and now you just kind of, that's natural to you, but you need to get a focus here. Queen of Wands is somebody that's very confident and does what they want. They don't care what people think. And you might have to have that mindset, which I do think you have that, but it's something about some kind of skill of where you set your intention and stick to it. Yes, you go with the flow, but you're not like jumping from one thing to another because it's going to take you a lot longer and it's going to bring you some happiness here. This also is about illumination. So I do feel like some of you might be skipping around, going to different things because you might be not wanting to draw attention to yourself. So you go from one thing, like maybe when you get close to a certain situation, you're like, okay, this is too close. I don't want them to get, you know, I don't want to be vulnerable or get too close. So I move on to something else. It could be some of that energy as well. You know, afraid to shine your light, you know. Let's go ahead and see one more. Yeah, so there's some kind of deep revelation, some judgment of yourself that you need to look at and see, you know, why are you so hopping around or fleeting? Why aren't you sticking to one thing and setting an intention? Is it because restlessness? Is it because the freedom you want to have? Is it because you don't want to get too close to people? Is it insecurity? What is it? So there's something with that coming up. And see, this is having that independence. I do feel like a lot of you, it's like that rebel freedom, and you don't want to get too close to somebody. But is it really freedom when we're like not having anything in our life that's going to have some kind of goal in our life, or something? I do feel like a lot of you do want that, but it's like fear of getting vulnerable or close to somebody, or losing your independence or freedom. So that is your message. All right, so that's the messages for today. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Take care, everybody. Peace.